is part 55 of Ocarina of Time 3D. In this part, we're going to be getting a heart piece. We're going to be learning the Nocturne of Shadow, which, fitting its name, is kind of a dreary, dark song.
Which is perfect for it. That's what it should be.
It matches very well. And then we're actually going to get 2 heart pieces. Sorry, I lied.
And we're finally getting out of Lake Hylia, although a little sad to be leaving because, as we said in the last part, just a very beautiful area. Actually, we said it in numerous parts.
We have.
But just gorgeous area, but we'll be going, and I don't even know...
We're not leaving just yet.
If we'll become... Well, I know. We're going into the Lakeside Laboratory, but... Now, this doesn't make sense right here, okay?
Me neither.
We play a diving game. We get a heart piece. And you mentioned this before the commentary. Like, we were walking.
Yes!
Like, on the floor just a little while ago. So, I don't know. I guess he's impressed by diving or something like that.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like you said earlier, we put on the iron boots and sunk all the way to the bottom.
Yes.
But he says, you just touched the bottom now. No,
and he says also he's been watching us, like a very creepy
kind of creepy.
Oh, I mean, he's sitting here talking about eating eyeball frogs earlier. Like when we got the big Goron story, now he's sitting here watching us. So
it really doesn't make sense though that we earlier did just sink to the bottom of that, and he's like, nope.
It's obviously something with diving.
I guess
a reward for the golden scale too. Yeah. So now we're leaving Lake Hylia.
I'm pretty sure that is the only real reward for the golden scale. I mean, we talked about that in the last part that we're not sure if it's necessary. As far as I can think of, that's the only...
What's it do on diving? Like, is it double the time?
It makes it from 5 seconds to 9 seconds.
Okay, so not double, but why wouldn't you just make it 10?
I know. Maybe it was too much to put a second digit on.
Actually, that's a very good point. Or the spacing.
It may have been.
For a second digit. That's a very good point. I could actually see that happening.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Now, we're going back over to Kakariko Village, which actually is a cool time to enter it now because you'll see it here in a little while, but because we have nothing to talk about in the 20 seconds we run over there. But just a cool cinematic we'll get when we arrive there.
We do, and I really like seeing, like, the development that happens in Kakariko Village. Like, it's a good cinematic, but, you know, we could have called it...
I thought you meant the construction. Like, ooh, we got a shooting gallery now. Check it out.
Well, not after this monster's done.
No, that's very true.
Sorry, we're just killing time as we run over to Kakariko Village.
We're spoiling just a little bit of it, I guess, but, you know, we're not spoiling, like, 5 parts from now. It's like 20 seconds from now, but
you know, we've talked about, like, cinematics all throughout this game.
You don't actually get a lot of them though in Ocarina of Time.
But they're nothing really complex, especially compared to like Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword or even Wind Waker, which
is bigger capacity games
of course,
too.
But when they do break them out, they really stand out because, like you said, we don't get a lot of them. So,
and like this is not like one of my favorite like cutscenes by any means, but like you said, like it's very detailed, I guess.
It is.
What were we just saying?
Like, it just, the development here of Kakariko Village, like, it's on fire right now. And
it's a very important cinematic, I think is what I was trying to get at. It's not my favorite, but it's a very important cinematic where you're at in the game.
Plus, I
was eventually going to get there.
Plus, I think it looks cool with this monster or spirit just grabbing poor Sheik and tossing him like a rag doll over there.
Yes.
The buildings are burning in the background. It really
it's the black smoke monster from Lost.
Yes.
That's exactly what that thing looks like. They stole the idea from Zelda.
They really...
Simpsons did it. Family Guy episode.
Simpsons did it. Well, this would have come out well before Lost. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I just love the concept of, our next dungeon is a very dark one.
Yes,
not to give too much away, but...
So you get Kakariko Village, and it's already... Well, first of all, it's dark, like, in the lighting.
Yes.
And then, like, you get this part right here, obviously very dark. And
love the smoke monster.
It goes all in very well, which it should when you're developing a video game. You don't want to have sunlight right here before you're about to go to a dark dungeon, but just... This whole area up until Temple is just very, like, good. Well put together.
And it sets the mood very well for the next dungeon. Like, even Sheik is telling us now, like, the evil shadow spirit was trapped in the bottom of the well, and now it's broken free. And this is an interesting point, and I'm pretty sure this is the only time in the game this happens. Sheik explicitly just told us that Impa is the sage of the next temple. And I'm pretty sure that's the only time we're told that before the temple.
I believe we don't know until we actually get inside the temple.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I'm thinking about is the Forest Temple, because didn't Sheik, when she tossed that song, didn't she say something about what did I say?
Saria.
I don't know if I said the right name earlier, to be honest, but
doesn't matter.
Saria, I think she said something about Saria being the sage, but that was literally right before we entered the temple, which technically you can. Or no, we got the bottom of the well.
We've got a few things
first,
to do.
So we actually have a couple
there.
things to do. So
now you almost messed up playing that song. There.
I did. It happens. There's a lot of letters and not numbers. If you're playing numbers, you're in trouble.
I'm not even sure how you could play that. You got a keyboard off.
Yeah, just a lot of letters, and that's one thing I'd rather take some time to make sure I have it right than make a mistake, because when you make a mistake on learning a song like that, it just looks awful.
It does. Because the letters are right.
That's almost grounds for a new recording. Just scratch it and do a new recording.
I will say, as someone who frequently flips back and forth between playing the Nintendo Wii and playing an Xbox One, the buttons on the controller are actually flipped. So it kind of makes sense that you had to pause to think about, what you were doing when you're playing the song.
Well, I think the only game I was playing at this time was this game. So I don't know if I understand your excuse, but at this time I was pretty much recording this, and
that's true.
I don't know if I had my Xbox One at that time. I don't think I did, because I knocked out this game pretty quickly.
And I guess technically this was on the 3DS, not the Wii U, but it's the same button layout between the two. So
it actually is almost exactly the same, although you don't have the triggers. You have the up top buttons, but not the triggers.
It's come on, Microsoft,
let's just spend the rest of the video talking about buttons on a controller.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time in a recording we've complained about the buttons.
Well, it's not so much the placement of the buttons, it's them sticking. Yeah, that's the issues I have, is when I make a mistake, it's usually the buttons are sticking.
Or the joystick. Yeah,
the joystick, the buttons. I think I might need to send my 3DS back. There might be something wrong with it.
Now, we actually raced Dampe earlier as Adult Link, correct?
Because we got the hook shot before the Forest Temple.
Now, this time we're racing him just to get a heart
and running right into fire.
I think that's the only one you hit, though.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't hit any, because that one, okay, if you come around a corner and you hit one, that makes sense. I literally just ran straight into that one.
It looked like you lined it up like a defensive end about to hit a quarterback and ran
it took me back to high school. It took me back to high school, man. I played quarterback and there'd be a wide open hole, and I just run straight towards the defender. I look like Trent Richardson out there.
Oh,
you ever seen that picture?
Oh my gosh.
With Oakland.
I mean, obviously we've mentioned before we live in Indiana, so Trent Richardson is a big joke here, of course.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Sorry if there's any Alabama fans out there that still love him.
Now, this race right here, I don't know if it's impossible or not. You have to get a minute or less to actually hit the heart piece. I'm not saying it is impossible. I'm saying I don't know, but
I'm not sure
if you don't use the hook shot right there, it's got to be extremely difficult to make timing on that.
I'm not sure if you can make it all the way around that long.
It takes a while. It takes like 5 or 6 seconds to walk all the way around that ramp.
Ramp
you want to call it.
Which looks cool. Don't get me wrong. We're always a fan of a ramp going around like a big pit like that. I think it looks cool. It adds something to places. But in this particular instance, just the long shot cuts off. It's got to cut off a second or two. At least.
Now, there at the top is actually where most people learn the Song of Storms in this game. And we could have learned it right there, but we did it a lot earlier in the game because we were in the windmill for something. Oh, to get that heart piece.
Well, I think we got the windmill when we came out of the long shot room, too.
Well,
or the hook shot. I'm sorry. The hook shot.
Well, I know when we were a child, we got that heart piece with the boomerang. So we either got then or right for the Force Temple. Can't remember which time we got it, but all that matters is that we did it earlier in the game.
As many times as we've played this game, it's hard to remember exactly when.
And we're like 55 parts in.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but we don't remember what we exactly did in the first 54 parts.
Now we're gonna
didn't die.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're not seeing it.
Not that they've seen.
Yes, that's true.
Strategic editing.
You know what, man? I'm going to bring something up that I was thinking about today because I was kind of thinking about our Lanru Desert theory.
Oh, yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Somebody, I was thinking about it, and it's me and this other person were talking. We're kind of talking about a time shift stone maybe being in the bottom of the Master Sword pedestal.
Be cool.
So, when you hit when you put the sword down the pedestal, it hits that time shift stone, sending you back to Child Link. It's just a good conversation me and this guy were having.
That's a fun concept.
And I never really thought about it until today.
Me neither. I mean, because time shift stones didn't get introduced for another long time in the Zelda series.
No, well, actually, it was before on the timeline, but then afterwards, yeah, exactly right.
But now we're going to work our way back to the bottom of the well, but this will wrap up part 55 of Ocarina of Time 3D.